affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Could you state your name, please?
Elijah King.
Hey, Mr. King, excuse me. You're here on case 2025 CF 42330. You're charged with felony battery. A warrant was issued for your arrest. Was signed by the judge, Judge Beamer. So I find probable cause has been established. Your bond in this case is set at $2,500. You are to not have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. You are not to return to the scene of the offense or alleged offense. And yeah, no contact and no return.
Yes, sir.
No, and I'm also going to put in there that you not have any, based on the previous cases that we'll address in just a second, you're not to possess any firearms or
Yes, sir.
weapons. If you have any firearms or weapons, they need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Okay?
Yes, sir.
As to case 2024 CF 16039AO, you are currently out on bond for possession of a firearm by a person committing delinquent act.
Information has been filed on this case, which is again why a bond has been set. But again, it is a PBL and an enumerated dangerous offense. Bond should not have been set on it. It's required that it be go for hearing.
Yeah.
So state's requesting that it be changed to no bond with a pretrial detention date.
Okay, so ma'am, 2025 CF 3982AO, burglary of a structure with assault and battery. They did set your bond at 25,000. However, I am going to order that you held on no bond, and you're going to be be set for a pretrial detention hearing, and that will be April 15th at 9 a.m. Additionally, she was ROR'd.
And Your Honor, there's been a notice of incompetency filed in that case.
Okay.
She also has open competency cases.
All right, I'll take no action then on the out on bond case, or the ROR case.
We just asked for no contact in the meantime.
Yes, ma'am? Yeah. So there's the conditions, if you are released, I will follow the conditions that were listed in the warrant. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim. It says no hostile or violent contact with the victim, but I'm ordering that you have no contact with the victim, victim or witnesses. You have to maintain a separate residence. And you are not to return to the scene of the offense, as well as you are not to possess any weapons or firearms. If you are released from custody and you have any weapons or firearms, they must be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Okay? All right, good luck, ma'am.
Your Honor, Knight Stevie is mental health.
All right,
Defense will waive, Your Honor.
okay, so I'll make a provisional appointment of the public defender in case 2025 CF 4318AO. He's charged, he's charged with robbery and petty theft. State, do you wish to be heard as to bond? I do find probable cause for these cases.
We just asked for a reasonable bond, Your Honor, in keeping with the schedule. The robbery is an F2.
Yeah.
So the schedule is over 5,000.
Yeah. I'm gonna set his bond on count 1 at 5,000. On count 2, I'm gonna set his bond at 1,000. I'm going to order that he not return, and this is the case of Stevie Maynard Knight II. He not return to the 7-Eleven located at 6700 Central Florida Parkway. He additionally is not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. He's not to possess any firearms or weapons. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm your testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, please put your hand down. Could you state your name, please?
Omari Landry.
Was the public defender previously appointed in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, sir, so this is a 24 CF 11039 AO. Sir, you're here because you were charged originally with grand theft third degree fire extinguisher. You failed to appear. The judge who issued the warrant in this case set your bond at 0. However, I am going to give you a bond, but you need to make sure that you don't, because if you fail to appear again,
Yeah.
and the only reason I'm doing that is because it's a fire extinguisher.
And Your Honor, respectfully, state would object. Under State v. Norris, only the judge who issued the KPS can change it to 50 CA case.
So you're making that,
The trial division.
so you're making that objection on the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Permission from the judge.
Okay, well, if the state wouldn't have done it, I would have given you a bond, but they made the objection and they're right, the case law is clear because the judge set your bond at 0, so you're gonna be held at no bond. Okay? Good luck, sir. But now that you're in custody, hopefully you can get this taken care of, okay?
Yeah. It's pretty
All right,
it's
good luck,
late.
sir.
You're welcome. I'll let them know.
All right.
Good afternoon, sir, how are you?
All right.
Sir, could you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Could you state your name, please?
Marquise Mack.
All right, sir. Sir, you do qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is case 25 CF 4337. Sir, you're charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle. I have reviewed the arrest affidavit in this case. I do find probable cause. I am going to follow the recommended bond amount. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. I will additionally order that you not have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. Okay? Okay. But sir, you also are, what's that? Oh, it's just connected, okay. Yeah, I was a little confused by that. Okay, all right, so, yep, this is Manning. All right, sir, so your bond is set at $2,500, no contact with the victim. Good luck.
So, my next,
Yeah, your bond's set at $2,500, so if you post the bond, you can get out, okay?
but I don't have a court date as of yet.
No, you'll get a court date in the future.
Your Honor, Manning Sean refused.
Okay.
It's a waive, Your Honor.
Okay, this is the case of Sean Manning, 2025 CF 4326 AO. Mr. Manning was charged with purchase of cocaine. Bond is set at $5,000. In possession of cocaine, bond is set at $2,500. However, Mr.
I don't think that's right. Do we have the case number for the out on bond? Because I couldn't.
The out-on bond is 24 CF 15877 AO.
Oh, 77 AO.
So that's, he only had a $250 bond amount on a felony.
And
Mm-hmm.
on that case, it was an arrest warrant. He was arrested 1-3. He bonded on 2-3. And information has not yet been filed. We are waiting on FDLE. But given that it is a drug case and he picked up a
Yeah.
new,
So
Second
you
drug
haven't, so
case.
this hasn't been filed on yet?
no, Your Honor.
All right, I'm not gonna take any action as to the out on bond case.
And state does have a motion as to 25 CF 4326, requesting it be transferred to 22 with his lowercase number.
All right, come on up. All righty. So I believe this next case is the statewide case. Yes. Yeah. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. Sir, do you swear affirm testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, sir. All right, you can put your hand down. Could you state your name, please? All right, sir, you do not qualify for the services of the public defender in this case. Sir, you were arrested pursuant to an arrest warrant that was signed, it looks like on March 31st. State?
And yes, Your Honor, statewide prosecution did file a notice of prosecuting authority. I have been in contact with the prosecutor, Nicole Peques, Pequeus. She did agree to allow me cover today for his IA. Count 1 as charged is a punishable by life first-degree felony. We're requesting that he remain at no bond pursuant to Arthur. Count 2 and F2, count 3 is an F3. We'd ask for reasonable bonds on 2 and 3, and no contact with any victims, witnesses, or co-defendants.
All right, sir. So, sir, count 1 says a life felony, sir, so I am going to order you held at no bond. Second, sir. So I'm going to order that you held at no bond. On count 2, I'm going to set your bond at $25,000. On count 3, I'm going to stay the bond at $1,000.
Your Honor, you set that for a pretrial detention hearing?
Yeah, he doesn't qualify for the service of public defender.
I know, I was just.
Okay,
writing
just
the
that
date
for the
for
court,
his
yes,
trial.
yes. So, sir, I'm holding you on no bond, but that's because we have to have a full hearing on this. So your hearing will be April, is it still going to be April 15th? April 15th at 9 a.m.
Okay, would that be here or at the courthouse?
You're not getting out of jail, so yeah. Stay.
Your Honor, if-
Yeah, conditions are, if you are released, you are not to have any contact with any co-defendants or alleged victims in this case. You are not to return to the location where any of these instances allegedly took place. State anything else?
and Your Honor, I was just going to inquire if he minded putting his defense attorney on record so I can tell statewide just for effective communication.
Buck Blankman, yeah.
Oh, Buck Blankner? Okay. All right, so it looks like Attorney Blankner is going to be representing him, so we will put on the record that Mr. Blankner will be his, or will potentially be his representative. Thank you. Good luck, sir.
Matthew Owen, surety bond.
Okay. Bonded.
Who's surety bond? What was his name?
We're getting slowly but surely. All right, good afternoon, sir. Please raise your right hand. Sir, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, put your hand down. Can you state your name, please?
Joe Franklin McNeely.
All right, Mr. McNeely, you're here on case 25 CF 42960. You do qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, you're charged with 3 counts. A warrant was issued for your arrest. You were held at no bond until initial appearance on count 1. Count 2, Your bond was set at 500. Count 3 was set at 1,000. So a warrant was issued by Judge Schaefer. So probable cause has been established. As to count 1, I will set your bond at 2,500. Count 2, reckless driving, 500. Count 3, driving while license permanently revoked, 1,000. Sir, you are to not drive a vehicle unless you have a valid driver's license, and it looks like your license is permanently revoked. I've appointed the public defender to represent you, sir.
I understand.
So, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
And did Matthew bond?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he bonded.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Meadows, Armani, behavior.
All right.
Your Honor.
You waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll make a provisional appointment of the public defender in Armandi Meadows, 25 CF 4327 AO. I have read the arrest affidavit. I found probable cause. Count 1, possession of methamphetamine. Bond will be set, at 5,000. Count 2, possession of cannabis. Bond will be set at 1,000. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please raise your right hand? You swear affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, could you state your name for the record, please?
Rand Mincy.
All right, Mr. Mancy, you can put your hand down. Sir, you qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, sir, you're here on case 2025 CF 4319 AO. So you were charged as driving while license suspended as a habitual traffic offender. I do find probable cause for this charge. I will set your bond at 2,500, as well as attaching registration and license plate not assigned. I will set your bond at 500 for that charge. Sir, however, you were out on bond in case 2024 CT 405-447 AO. That's another driving while license suspended. I'm going to revoke your bond in that case, but I'm going to issue a new bond at 1,500.
How much?
1,500.
Okay.
Okay?
Can I say something, Your Honor?
I would recommend that you don't. I've appointed the attorney to represent you.
And to clarify, you said 5,200 is what you're evoking it to? The bond amount?
1,500.
I'm sorry, the attach and a tag, Your Honor, how much was the bond?
500.
Thank you.
So 25.5, and then I revoked his bond because he was out on the driving offense, but I implemented a new bond.
I don't see an attorney.
All right, sir.
All right, so there you go.
Good luck, sir. You're welcome. Come on up, sir. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you, hold on, give me 1 second here. Do you swear or affirm that, you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Your Honor.
All right, can you put your hand down? Can you state your name, please?
Norrington.
What was that?
Or Norrington.
Okay, Mr. Norrington, you're here on case 2025 CF 4300. Sir, you do not qualify for the services of the public defender. You're charged with possession of burglary tools as well as loitering and prowling. I have read the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause for these charges. Your case, as to count 1, I will set your bond at 2,500. Count 2, 500. Okay?
Your Honor,
And no return, yeah. And sir, you are not to return to the Bella Capri Apartments. Okay? Right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Could you state your name, please?
Chike Julius Ali Onaniwu, second.
Okay, sir. You're here on case 2025 CF 4342. You do qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes.
Okay, I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You're charged in 3 counts. 1 is possession of cocaine. Count 2 is possession of marijuana less than 20 grams. And count 3 is possession of drug paraphernalia. I have reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause. Count 1, I'll set your bond at $2,500. Count 2 will be $500. Count 3 will be $500. Okay? So you have bonds on all your cases.
And our state does have an amendment for the next case.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please raise your right hand. Sir, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, could you state your name?
Craig Lee Owens.
All right, Mr. Owens, you're here on case 2025 CF 4345, state?
Your Honor, state would amend count 1. As charged right now, it is an F1 PPL due to the gang enhancement. However, there's no allegations of that within the affidavit. We would amend it to possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which I believe the affidavit does support, and would make it an F2, so he would be entitled to bond. The Florida statute is 790-23-9, so it's now an F2, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Okay. I'm noting that on the affidavit. Yeah, I didn't see the gang enhancement, so. All right, sir. So you do qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so sir, as to case 2025 CF 4341, the state has amended count 1 to just possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. You are entitled to bond in that case. I will set your bond at $2,500. Count 2, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, I'll set your bond at $2,500. Count 3, possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, I will set your bond at $2,500. Count 4, possession of a controlled substance, your bond will be set at $2,500. Count 5, possession of drug paraphernalia, your bond will be set at $500.
Your Honor, I didn't see any PC for the possession of a controlled substance. I don't know.
I think the intent, which I can only guess, I think the intent was 1, the possession of meth
Yeah,
weapon,
so-
and then the lesser included, a possession of meth, because there were arguably two
Yeah,
items of meth.
because it looks like one was the 4.7 grams, and then there's another one of a clear jar.
Your Honor, defense would, even if you find PC, defense would ask that you ROR that count. It looks like, I mean, they've already charged him with the possession of meth with a weapon. They're all, it's in the same vehicle. I would just ask that you ROR that count or reduce it. I think you set all of them at $2,500, if I'm not mistaken.
2,500, that's correct.
I would just ask if you aren't inclined to ROR that you set a $500 bond as opposed to 25, given
State.
it's in the same car.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so as to count 3, I'll amend that and I'll set your bond at 2,500 for that. Or sorry, at 500.
3, 2,500, 4.
Yeah, 3, 2,500, sorry, 4, 500.
Mhm.
Sir, however, you are out on bond in case 2025 CF 39340, burglary of a structure, grand theft, and criminal mischief. You are on pretrial release. I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in this case.
Your Honor, state's requesting that you revoke and set them at none. He was just seen in court by Judge Skipper last week on 4-4 and gave him pretrial release. So within approximately 5 days, he
Yeah.
allegedly picked up new felony
Yeah,
offenses.
I'm revoking your PTR. I'm going to hold you at no bond, sir.
Your Honor, are you revoking on both cases?
Additionally, 2025 CF 4052AO, you were granted pretrial relief in this case. Again, it's burglary of structure and grand theft, $20,000 or more, but less than $100,000. I'm going to revoke your bond on this case as well. I'm going to revoke PTR and order you held at no bond.
And Your Honor, I have 2 revocation forms as well.
Yes.
Just has the revocation.
All right, that's all, sir. Oh, okay, oh, yeah. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Please, you can put your hand down. State your name, please.
Amir Palmer.
You can put your hand down. Would you like, you qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Sir, case 2025 CF 4346. As to count 1, I do find probable cause for all 3 counts. Count 1, bond is.
Your Honor, he does qualify.
He qualifies for PTR?
No objection.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna give you what's called pretrial release, meaning that there are certain conditions, but you're gonna be released in lieu of bond, but you'll be monitored, okay?
Okay.
So, I will grant pretrial release since there's no objection from the state. I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs,
Okay.
okay? Sir, could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, could you state your name, please?
Nicholas Pimento.
All right, you can put your hand down. Sir, you qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, sir.
This is case 2025 CF 4315AO. I have reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause for the charge of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500.
Your Honor, Sputnik Christina refused.
Defense will waive, we are appointed already, Your Honor.
Okay, so in this case, 2024 CF 16218AO, Ms. Lundy has refused to come to court. I have reviewed the arrest affidavit. Looks like she was charged with possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and petty theft of $100 or more. She failed to appear on all 3 charges. Her bond is set at 0 for all 3 failures to appear. I will keep her at 0 bond. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Could you please raise your right hand? Sir, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, could you state your name, please?
It's Reese the 4.
All right, Mr. Reese. You're here on case 2023 CF 16140AO, as well as 2023 CT 6951AO. First case is a possession case. Second case is driving while license suspended. Sir, you failed to appear for court in both of these cases. Has the PD been previously appointed in these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you are represented by the PD. Both cases are in failure to appear. On the first count, the possession case, you're set at no bond. I'm going to hold you at no bond. In the second case, for the driving while license suspended, your bond is set at $3,500.
You said 3,500 on both, Your Honor?
No, 3,500 on the second case for the driving, no bond on the possession.
Yeah.
Come on up, sir. Please raise your right hand.
Excuse me.
You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, could you state your name, please?
Pedro Reyes.
All right, Mr. Reyes, you're here on case 2025 CF 40510. Sir, you do not qualify for the services of the public defender. A warrant was issued by the judge for the charge of aggravated stalking with credible threat. You are entitled to a bond in this case, sir. So I am going to set your bond at $5,000. You are to have no contact with the victim, our alleged victim in this case. No contact means no contact, sir. Okay? You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. If you do have weapons or firearms, it must be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You know, no contact, and so that's, anything else, State?
We'd ask for no return to her home or place of work.
Yeah, well, that's, no contact means no contact, so you can't contact her, you can't go to her work, you can't go to her residence, okay? So I'm gonna also add that no return to place of employment or residence.
I just answer his question in front of the court, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead. I would ask your attorney.
He actually has to see her tomorrow, Your Honor, because they have court. So just so he doesn't get in any trouble, that he's allowed to go to court, the court appearance, because they have court tomorrow for the, I guess, an injunction.
Okay, yeah, so when you go to court for injunction hearings, you're going to be separated anyway. So yes, you have to appear for court, okay? But you can't talk to her or anything like that, okay? Got it? All right, good luck, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name for the record, please.
Wesley Sanchez.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, you qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
I do.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in case 2025 CF 4331AO. Sir, you're charged with 3 counts. I do find probable cause for all 3 counts. Count 1, possession of methamphetamine. Bond is set at $2,500.
Your Honor, he qualifies for pretrial release.
State. All right, so sir, in lieu of a bond, you qualify for pretrial release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow that. So you're not going to have to, you won't have to post a bond. Excuse me. So, but there are going to be conditions, so you have to, excuse me, comply with those conditions. The one condition I'm going to put on right now is that you not possess or consume any illegal drugs or alcohol, okay? Good luck, sir. You'll get out today.
Hi. You also qualify, so you don't have to pay.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please raise your right hand. Sir, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I believe we had the co-defendant in this case earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, sir, put your hand down. Could you state your name, please?
Brent Stafford.
All right, Mr. Stafford, you qualify for the services of the public defender in this case. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Yes.
So, sir, you're charged with count one, sale and delivery of cocaine. Count two, possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams.
Your Honor, he qualifies for pretrial release.
Okay, sir. State?
I don't even know where
objection, Your Honor.
cocaine
Okay.
came from.
Sir, I'm going to order that you, I'm going to grant you pretrial release in this case, so you'll get out today. However, I'm going to, as a condition of your pretrial release, in this case 2025 CF 4320 AO, I'm going to order that you have no contact with the co-defendant in this case. Additionally, you are not to possess or consume any illegal drugs or alcohol. Okay? Good luck, sir.
Okay,
Here you go. Sorry.
okay.
How are you, sir?
All right.
Sir, please raise your right hand. You swear affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, state, you can put your hand down. State your name, please. State your name.
Jason Alfonso Villard.
All right, Mr. Villard, you qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Sir.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in case 2025 CF 4322 AO. You're charged with possession of methamphetamine. I do find probable cause for this charge. I will set your bond at $2,500. However, sir, you were currently released on your own recognizance in 25 CF. Was this case filed on?
No, Your Honor, he was seen on 3/1. He was released on a 33-day motion on 4/1. So it's been 8 days before he allegedly picked up a new law offense. State's requesting that you revoke and set a new bond in place, given he was out for a couple days before picking up a new drug offense.
This case has been filed on?
It has not.
Has not, okay. All right, but I am going to revoke the ROR in this case. This case 2025 CF 2583 AO. Possession of cocaine, possession of methylphenidaoxy, amphetamine. So I'm going to revoke bond, or revoke the release on your own recognizance, and I will set a new bond of, now, is this, because it's not clear, is this 3 counts or 2 counts? As to
It was just 2.
2? Okay, that's what I thought, okay. So, sir, your bond amount on this case is going to be based on the nature of the offense and what you were already arrested for. I'm going to set your bond at $3,500 on count 1 and $3,500 on count 2. Okay? Good luck, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? What's that?
Just say.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, could you state your name, please?
Giovanni Velat.
All right, Mr. Willett, you're here on case 2025 CF 4314AO. He didn't fill out an application. Would you like me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Say that again.
Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
I have my own.
You have a private attorney? Okay. So, sir, I have reviewed the arrest affidavit. You do, I do find probable cause for the charge. Count 1, robbery with a firearm. Count 2, loitering and prowling. Count 3, resisting officer without violence. State, do you wish to be heard as to count 1?
Yes, Your Honor, count 1 is a first-degree felony that's punishable by life. We're requesting he remain at no bond pursuant to Arthur with reasonable bonds on 2 and 3 and no contact.
Okay, sir, so I'm going to hold you at no bond on, as to count 1. You'll be set for a pretrial detention hearing on April 15th at 9 a.m. As to count 2, I'll set your bond at $250. As to count 3, I'll set your bond at $500. If you are released, sir, you are not to return to 12922 Primrose Place, or Promise Place.
I think it's normally 7C.
You are not to possess any firearms or weapons. If you have any firearms or weapons, they must be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You are not to have any contact with any alleged victims in this case, okay?
And Your Honor, he did, do you mind inquiring who his attorney is so there can be communication?
Who's
prior
your
to-
attorney, sir?
Do we know?
You're just,
Mom is here, she may know.
oh, okay.
Just trying to want to effectuate effective.
No, the P's
communication
not pointing.
Prior to hearing.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
I said, yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Could you state your name, please?
Anna Arnaud,
And what is your relationship to the defendant?
my son. I'm his mother.
Okay. Ma'am, have you made any headway as far as hiring a private attorney for your son?
I spoke to a private attorney this morning. He said to go ahead and wait until the pre-sentencing.
Okay.
Is it possible for him to first be seen by the public defender to see what we're able to do today?
That's fine. So, sir, what I'm going to do is, because it doesn't appear that you have a private attorney yet, I am going to appoint a public defender to represent you. So, sir, but additionally, based on the nature of the charge in count one, I am still going to hold you at no bond, and you have to go to that pretrial detention hearing on the 15th. Okay? So he'll be held until the 15th, and they'll determine if they're going to hold him further, but I'm keeping him at no bond on count one. Okay?
No. And Your Honor, I did, she has the green form. I put the bonds on there, the date of the hearing, and which courtroom it's gonna be at downtown, in case you do hire an attorney, but for now, we will go to the hearing.
Okay. And ma'am, just for purposes, what was the name of the attorney that you spoke with?
Nick Kelly.
You do it right.
Oh, Nick Kelly?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I know Mr. Kelly. So, all right. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, sir.
She's Nick Kelly. Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's the bottom out.
Almost done.
ED, but-
A little more. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Sir, state your name, please.
Travis Jamal Wilkins.
All right, Mr. Wilkins, you're here on case 2025 CF 4328AO. Sir, you do qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Say what?
Would you like me to appoint the public defender to
Yes,
represent?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you're charged, count one, possession of cocaine, count two, possession of drug paraphernalia, count three, resisting officer without violence, count four, assault on a law enforcement officer. Sir, I have read the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause for all four counts. Count one, bond is set at 2,500. Count two, bond is set at 1,000. Count three, bond is set at 1,000. Count four, bond is set at 2,500. You are not to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol, illegal drugs or alcohol. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. You are not to have any contact with the law enforcement officer that was involved in this incident, okay?
So I can say something?
Yes, yeah, and sir, if you are released, if you have any weapons or firearms, you are not, or you have to turn those over to law enforcement within 24 hours.
Your Honor, defense's only request would be that it be a no hostile contact with the law enforcement officer. He doesn't have any control if the law enforcement officer makes contact with him. If he's outside of jail, I don't know, he can't control having contact with the police.
Oh, if you see yeah, okay, so I'm gonna say no hostile contact, because I don't want to tell you to not have,
Mhm.
and then if he's trying to talk, comes up to you, and then
Right.
you walk away, then that causes a bigger problem,
Mhm.
okay? So no hostile contact. You can't threaten to punch him in the face again, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And sir, you are currently out on case 2025 CF 749AO, possession of methadone. Your bond amount, you did,
You know, that one, he was arrested 3/11. He bonded 4/7, so 2 days ago,
Okay.
before picking up these new charges. And information is not yet filed in candor to the court. It is still waiting on FDLE, but given it's been approximately 1 day before he picked up new drug charges, state would ask that you revoke. And then additionally, on the 24 CF 15565, that one is filed, the possession of dimethylpentylone, also another drug case. So state would request you revoke both.
yeah. Okay.
Picked him up on it.
So they haven't filed on this one yet. I'm not going to take any action as to that case. The 749 AO. As to case 24 CF 15565 AO, based on the nature of the charges, I am going to revoke your bond in order that you held a no bond for that case. Good luck, sir. How are you, sir?
All right.
Please raise your right hand. You swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, could you state your name, please?
Prince Edward Williams Sr.
All right, sir. You qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you in case,
Yes, sir.
this is case 2025 CF 4350 AO? Sir, I have reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause. Count 1, sale and delivery of cocaine. I'm actually going to increase your bond in that case to $3,500. Count 2, possession of marijuana less than 20 grams. I'm going to set your bond at $500. Possession of, count 3, possession of drug paraphernalia. Bond will be at $500. And based on what I'm reading on count 4, tampering with physical evidence, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Okay? However, sir, you were out on bond in case 25 CF 893000 AO. This was another possession of cocaine charge. I'm going to revoke your bond in order that you held a no bond on that case.
Your Honor, just for the record, that case was filed.
Yes.
The state does have motion as to the 4350 case. We request that it be transferred to 12.
Yes.
Bless you. The last
Excuse me.
lower case number.
Good luck, sir.
I was just checking.
All right, 2 more.
Yeah. You're welcome.
All right, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please raise your right hand.
You said left?
Right.
Right.
All right.
Do you swear affirm testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, sir. State your name for the record.
Tyrese Wilson?
All right, Mr. Wilson, you're here on case 2025 CF 4325 AO. Sir, you qualify for the services of the public defender. Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
I'm sorry, what you said?
Would you like for me to appoint the public defender to represent you? Okay, I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, you're charged with possession of cannabis. I have reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find possession of cannabis more than 20 grams. I find probable cause. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500.
Okay, one quick.
Wilkins, was that PTR?
Wilkins?
No. He was bond. He had a bond. 2,500, 1,000, 1,000, 2,500, and he had 2 out on bonds.
I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Oh, because you didn't have any contacts to verify
didn't give us any information.
All right, sir, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, come on up, sir.
Hold on, no, wait. Sarah, she's gonna come talk to you. Yeah.
All right, sir, come on up. Sir, please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, sir, you can put your hand down. Could you state your name, please?
Labonte, right?
All right, Mr. Wright, you're here on case 25 CF 4330AO. You do not qualify for the services of the public defender. However, you are entitled to a bond in this case. You're charged with driving while license suspended. The third or subsequent offense is charged as a felony. I'm going to set your bond at
Your Honor, He
$2,500.
qualifies for pretrial.
What's that?
He qualifies for PPR.
He does? Okay. All right, sir. So you do qualify for pretrial release, meaning that in lieu of bond, you're going to be, there's some certain conditions you'll have to abide by, and then you'll be monitored. Would you like for me to do that in lieu of bond?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll grant pretrial release, sir. As a condition of your bond, you are not to drive without a valid driver's license, okay? So you'll be released today, sir.
Okay.
Good luck. All right, I believe that's
Your
everything.
Honor, there was a defendant, last name Mack, that was seen here. It appears that it was an over-the-line arrest, and he went to initial appearance in Lake County. Lake County actually did his I-8 order, and they set his bond at $10,000. You set a bond of $2,500. Did you want to address that? Do you want to see it?
Okay, so this is a case of Aguayas Mack. I did set a bond in this case, and this is a Lake County case. It was, I said 2,500, however, bond was